Hello everyone and welcome. Andy Bryan here again from the Soul Pathway. And today within this video I'm going to be providing you with a collective Soul Pathway reading for November 2023. We're going to be looking at and exploring the energies of the month ahead. Before doing so, however, I did want to apologise for not recording any videos for quite a while, to be quite honest. I've had to take some time out and refocus myself and also my energy. And now I've found myself in a place where I can have much more peace and solitude to focus on myself and also my work. So I'm looking forward to providing these readings for the upcoming months, as well as providing you with readings for the upcoming full moons and new moons. If you have any questions or comments throughout this video though, please be sure to leave them in the comments section below. And before jumping into the actual reading itself, I did want to also let you know that I'm becoming more and more active on a platform called Insight Timer, which is a beautiful space to meditate and reconnect with yourself. There are so many amazing teachers on Insight Timer, but on that platform you will find numerous guided meditations that I record on a frequent basis, as well as also providing live sessions to support you on your spiritual journey. And I will be running Soul Pathway Sundays, hopefully once a week, or if not, it will be every other week. But I'm looking forward to sharing more and more content with you on a consistent basis. So let's dive into the reading itself. What I also wanted to mention is that I know so many of us have had a lot of upheavals in the previous year, or even within 2023. We're really being called to look at ourselves and our wounds. I personally find that this is coming up for so many of us with regards to our spiritual relationships, those soulful relationships and intimate relationships that are beautiful and blissful. But yet at the same time, what tends to happen in these relationships is that they expose our deepest of wounds and shadow. So yes, they can be incredibly challenging and heartbreaking at times, because you have this ebb and flow of beautiful, blissful, unconditional loving energy, and then you have this pulling away of the energy, which causes a lot of pain. What's important for you to note within this though is that you have to honour your own self-worth and self-love so that you can rise above that pain which you feel inside and begin loving yourself. But more importantly, as you go through these relationships, notice what they're teaching you and what they're reflecting back to you, so that you can begin healing those deep wounds and shadow aspects. And if you want to look at how you begin to heal those wounds and the shadow within, please be sure to check out my course on Udemy, which is all about honouring and healing your shadow. And I also have a course on Insight Timer, which is also about shadow work as well. But now that I've shared that information with you, let's dive into the actual reading itself and explore some of the energies that may be coming up. So bear with me just a moment while I switch screens. So welcome back everyone. Here I have my reading already set up for you. And as many of you who are aware by watching many of my previous readings and videos, what I tend to do nowadays is pull a rune to really connect with the energies and what is coming through at this time. And it looks like a rune has already popped out, which is very, very interesting. So let's look at what that rune is, and also some of the other runes that have popped out, because they may be sharing some interesting energy with all of us here as well. So bear with me while I have a look at this rune itself and see what it is. So if I go up to the screen, you can see that it's an M. Yeah. And the M actually stands for Ehwas, which is all about trust, harmony and communication. Personally, I found this very, very interesting, and I find this very interesting with regards to what I've just been speaking about with regards to spiritual relationships and these intimate relationships. Because within these relationships, we go through a period of losing trust, losing faith, and having these periods of disconnect where there is no communication, and it can feel incredibly disheartening, as I've already mentioned. But if we look at this and we see that it is all about this trust, harmony and communication, then from my perspective it's really inviting you to trust the journey. But as you begin to trust this journey and what you're experiencing, it's really important for you to balance those energies within you. Now you think about the masculine and feminine aspects that are coming through for your journey. If you're very expressive in the masculine energy, then you have to allow your feminine energy to come through. Your feminine energy is really that intuitive aspect of self, that emotional self, that creativity, but more importantly that self-love and the sensitivity in these relationships, because there's no doubt they can be very challenging. But that's how you begin to create the harmony. As you embrace the masculine, which is all action-based and go-getting, that is very, very useful and important with regards to these energies. But in those moments of applying action and being the forthright individual that you might be doing, or how you might be acting, you might not be honouring those emotions and those feelings inside, which is really important for all of you to do. And if you're that feminine and you are really connecting with those emotions and feelings, then it's a time for you to create that strength within, that inner warrior, which is very much expressive of the masculine energy. But more importantly, within all of this, trust yourself and the journey, for this will bring you the outcomes and expectations in which you desire. But it's not about pushing. It's not about pushing for an outcome. It's about noticing what is coming through for you. And I know I've got these other two runes that popped out as well, but we will have a look at them a bit later if I feel there's much more to come through from this reading. So I hope you can resonate with that rune already. I very much resonate with it myself with regards to my own journey, but it may be very, very different for you. So let's have a look at where we are on our spiritual journey with regards to this, trust, harmony and communication, okay. So I'm going to pull one of these cards. As you can see, they're stuck together a little bit, which is interesting. They're never usually stuck together. But I'll have to look at that card in a minute. So let me pull one of these cards. I'll guide it to this one, so we'll have a look at this one. And then we'll pull cards for the rest of the reading. Very, very interesting. So, the first card at which you see here is the card of self-inquiry. And from my perspective, if we're looking at these spiritual relationships, this communication and harmony, self-inquiry is all about going within, seeking within with regards to what these relationships mean to us. You know, what are we conditioned to believe about ourselves, and maybe even the way that we look at love and what that means to us? Because self-inquiry is where we go through what I regard as, in many ways, that battle of ego, where our ego is telling us one thing and our soul is telling us another thing. And you can see within this card, as I move it closer, that it's actually like wandering through the mist and the fog, where you're not sure of where you're going or what you're doing. You're very foggy in your mind and in your soul. But as you look within, you will begin to find that sense of clarity. And maybe with regards to this trust, harmony and communication, it's where clarity begins to come forth with regards to your relationship. As you begin to wander through this mist and fog, you begin to find yourself and connect with your soul, because in many ways self-inquiry is teaching you to go within, to assist you with finding those answers as you do begin to awaken from within. So that's an absolutely beautiful card and very useful card. What I'll do is I'll read from my Soul Pathway Oracle card booklet here as well. We'll put these to one side and let me share with you what I've written in this booklet, because this might give you a slightly different insight. Okay? Self-inquiry occurs when we begin to awaken and see more clearly. Denial and self-doubt are challenges here. At times, it may feel as though you're aimlessly wandering through the mist and fog. If you pulled this card, make time to sit quietly and allow yourself to be present with what is arising. Connect with your heart and allow yourself to go with the flow of emotions. There is no need to paddle upstream. Your task right now is to embrace and not suppress what is being revealed to you. This will allow you to become much more enlightened on your journey and progress with greater ease. Frequently check in with yourself, however. Are these beliefs coming from your conditioning or from your soul? As I said, very, very interesting card we have there. You know, it's really important for you to honour your emotions and feelings, whatever they may be, because as I mentioned about these shadow aspects that are coming up, they're coming up for all of us, whether you are suppressing, repressing your energy, or whether you're truly honouring it for what it is. You know, it is incredibly challenging in these moments. Maybe you've got these feelings of self-worth, not being good enough. Maybe you feel as though you're lacking, or if you're in the masculine energy, you may be becoming too busying yourself and busying your life, where you're not quieting your mind and connecting with your soul and what is arising from within. As I said, that is where you will find the answers. Let's now shuffle this deck and again see what's coming through from this reading, okay? As I said, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And what I do is I pull 3 more cards and again see what is coming through, okay? So we'll have that first card, pull that there. The second card, that one there. And we'll have the third card there. Right. And again, I'll just put these cards to one side for a moment. As again, we look at what these cards mean. The card of the buffalo, spirit animal of the buffalo. Beautiful, beautiful card. One of my favourites in many ways. The buffalo is all about noticing that you have everything that you need, and everything is already within you. Because if we look at buffaloes in native cultures, the buffalo is one of those animals that is the most sacred in those native cultures, because it provided the natives with all their earthly needs. For example, you know, the fur off the back would keep the natives warm in the winter. The meat would feed them through the winter and nourish them. The bones were also used as tools and also toys. So with regards to this reading, it's really telling you that your earthly needs are met as long as you have that trust and that faith, and you connect with that inner harmony there that we've seen from this rune here, which is beautiful, you know. But let me again read from the Soul Pathway Oracle card, because again there's beautiful insights from this, but it's really calling you to, you know, have that trust and faith, but know that in many ways the universe is answering your calls. Let's say the universe is listening to you, but again you have all of your earthly needs met, so that you have no concerns within your life. Yes, you might have concerns, but you have to have trust and faith in what is coming through. Let's have a look here. So read from the booklet again. The spirit animal of the buffalo brings the message of abundance, for it provided the Native Americans with all their earthly needs. This is why the buffalo is seen as one of the most sacred animals in native cultures. If you've pulled the card of the buffalo, then now is a time for you to be thankful for all you have. The attitude of gratitude opens the doorway for you to receive much more abundance freely in your life. Take this moment to count your blessings and know that your prayers are being answered. The universe has your back. Remember the sacredness of your path as you honour those who walk beside you. When the buffalo travels with you, remain grateful and true to yourself. And again, this is really about connecting with your soul, and again knowing that your earthly needs are met, but having that abundance mindset, you know, knowing that all your needs are being met, but it's really important to have the attitude of gratitude, because that can really shift and change anything in your life and your world. So that is a beautiful card there. Let's dive into the next card. Very, very interesting. And the next card is the card of the shadow, which is very much about you embracing your shadow. Those aspects of yourself that have been suppressed and repressed, hidden away. So many of us, you know, ignore our shadow, you know, repress it or or don't acknowledge it for what it is, because it's painful, it can be challenging. But as you begin to accept those unloved and seen aspects of self, that's when you begin the process of truly embracing unconditional love. For we look at the love and light movement. The love and light movement is all about looking at the love and light in this world, which is beautiful, lovely. But it's in some ways a false projection of the world in which we live, or even ourselves. Because we all have those wounds within. We all have those parts of ourselves that we may not be proud of, or we feel somewhat of a shame. But the shadow is really inviting you to really look at yourself and see those parts of yourself that you may not love or appreciate, so that you can begin the process of wholeness and unity. And again, if we look back at this room was about that inner harmony. And inner harmony, you could say, is all about embracing the love, light and shadow within, the tree of life, the spirit of above and the roots from below, all beautiful and amazing in their own ways. The sun and the brightness of the shadow, and the darkness of the moon and the introspection, all of the emotions that reside within. We've got to honour all of those aspects of self as the shadow begins to appear, or as we shine a light upon the shadow and we begin the process of unconditionally loving ourselves. Look at the third card. Very, very interesting. I love it when I do a reading and everything begins to appear in a way that the reading's already panned out before I've even pulled the card, because the next card is all about the lover. And the lover is in many ways about the intimate lover of our partners, those which we share this sacred connection. But with regards to my deck here, this is more importantly about the archetypal lover within, and embodying and embracing that self-love, where you can truly love, honour and appreciate yourself for who you are. And you can see this card here. You see the lady in the picture. The lady in the picture, from my perspective, embodies the unconditional love. Why? One, because she has that beautiful rose. But two, because she looks very serene there. She looks as though she's truly loving and accepting herself, which for me is beautiful. But when it comes to the archetypal lover, it's really again asking yourself how you can begin to love yourself unconditionally, so that you can step into your divine light, step into the beauty of who you are. And if we look at the transition and the levels of consciousness within the lover archetype, begin to realize that first of all, the lover is represented through the love of their mother, the mother providing them with unconditional love. And in many ways, if we look at it from a psychological perspective, it's the mother wound where I could say mother wound, but it's through our mother that we learn about love. Our mother teaches us a lot about love. And if I'm completely honest, whether it's a mother that teaches you unconditional love because they've loved you unconditionally, or whether it's a mother that's caused you a lot of pain through abuse or heartache, not providing you with that unconditional love, you've got to ask yourself what that has taught you, so that you can begin loving and accepting yourself, because you could say there's a lot of love and light within that, and I was lucky I've had a mother that provided me with unconditional love. And if you've experienced a lot of pain and abuse through your parental relationships, more importantly your mother here, maybe there are aspects of the shadow that are coming into play that you need to honour and accept in order for you to move forward and embrace that unconditional love within. Because we all know this can be challenging, whether you've had a loving upbringing or a difficult and challenging upbringing. We've all got to learn to love ourselves on this journey, because life teaches about love, us about love in many, many different ways. But let me read from my Soul Pathway Oracle card booklet here and explore the archetype of the lover and what I've written here. So the lover archetype is the part of ourselves which craves intimacy and emotional connection in relationships. It has been said that without love, the soul does not engage with life itself and is left feeling lonely, empty, and a void inside. In the early stages, the lover may appear selfish, jealous, or sexually obsessed. If you have chosen this card, it is an invitation to awakening, an initiation of the heart, in which you are being led to follow your bliss as you live from your higher self. Join with others in the acknowledgement that we are all connected. You're being called to welcome, embrace, and love yourself. So as I mentioned, with regards to that card, it's very much about that unconditional love. But upon reflecting upon the Oracle card booklet, it is about intimate relationships as well, and those divine and intimate relationships, and from my perspective about what they mean to you and your life as you begin to awaken to that divine love. But that divine love, again, isn't all about your intimate partner or relationship. It's very much about the divine love within and your connectedness with one and everything. That unconditional love that you can acknowledge with one and everything. So that's a very, very beautiful and interesting reading. So we are going through a phase of self-inquiry, as I've said, as we are inquiring within, what truly resonates with ourself and our soul. Disconnect from your ego and your conditioning and reconnect with your soul, and that's where you'll find that clarity. Know that your prayers are being answered and focus on abundance, because the attitude of gratitude will open doors where there was only once walls, as one of my famous mentors always said, Joseph Campbell. You've got to explore your shadow though. Explore your shadow and bring the darkness into the light so that you can create that harmony in union within. And then you can begin that journey of unconditionally loving yourself. So that's a beautiful reading there. But before I go, let me come back to the screen and reconnect with you. So hello and welcome back, everyone. So that was very much an interesting reading, and when reflecting upon that myself, it's very much in alignment with myself and my journey right now, and I know it's very much in alignment with so many of you who are listening and connecting with this reading. So I invite you to really look at yourself and your conditioning and ego, because as you look at your conditioning and ego, that's when you can begin to heal some of those soul wounds within yourself, some of that pain which you feel inside that is preventing you from embracing and embodying this beautiful and harmonious spiritual relationship, because that pain will be opening up those wounds, and those wounds are pretty much in essence your shadow which needs to be looked at and honored, so that you can begin that process of unconditional love. What does it mean for you to love yourself as you begin awakening to who you are? Divine love is loving the essence of your being, the love light and the shadow. So again, I hope you found this video to be valuable and useful with regards to where you are on your spiritual journey and what it is that you're going through. Please be sure to leave any questions or comments below. And what I will say is that if you do feel called to heal and embrace your shadow, be sure to then check out my course either on Udemy, which is called Honouring and Healing Your Shadow, or you can check out my course on Insight Timer. But I will say thank you all for listening. Take care, all of you. Again, I hope you found this video to be valuable. And with that, I will say take care, much love, and be sure to honour the journey for what it is, because it can truly enlighten you and awaken you to your true and beautiful self. Take care, much love, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye for now.